Hey, what's going on? Tripp Kramer here from trippadvice.com. On today's video, this one is inspired by a client of mine who I've been working with, and he says to me, Tripp, I go on these dates, but I feel like I'm boring. I feel that I'm not really grabbing her attention. I'm not able to take them to second dates. What's something practical that I can do? Now, he didn't use the word practical, but he said, what's something I can do? And of course, I want to give you something practical that you can use that actually helps dates become more interesting. And when you use some of these questions that I'm going to be giving you, what's going to happen is you're going to be forming a connection with this person, and then they're going to get more invested in you, and it's going to lead to more dates, which of course is what you want. Okay, so you have to understand that when you are connecting with someone and you have certain topics that you're talking about and you're both becoming interested in the topic, you actually become interested in each other because of what you guys are talking about and how you guys are getting to know each other. There was an actual study done called the 36 questions that make someone fall in love with you. And a lot of people call BS on this, like, oh, it doesn't work or these don't work. But bottom line, whether you believe it or not, even though there was a scientific study done on it, whether you believe it or not, these are great questions that you can ask someone. I mean, even just by your own opinion, you can tell that these questions are very powerful. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to pick a few that I talk about in my magnetic book, and I'm going to read them to you so you can use them to then build a connection. And then what happens is by building a connection, you end up building investment. Okay, so when you connect with someone, that allows you to spend more time with them. And the more time that you spend with someone, they become more invested in you. And this is what brings it to a level where you guys are connecting and going on more dates. They feel like they want a return on their investment. So that's why when you're talking to a woman, whether it's on a date or when you first meet her, if you're doing some sort of approach or meeting her at a party or something like that, you want time to go by. You want to have more time with them, because the more time you spend with them, the more opportunity for them to become attracted and invested. And again, that's what these questions are going to do. I know sometimes it sounds like I do these long-winded intros, but it's not really an intro. I mean, I can tell you the 3 questions, or you could probably read them from someone who's going to throw them down in the comments below, but they're not going to work for you if you're just getting to the material, getting to the practical advice. You're just going to say them, but since you don't understand why they work, you're not going to be able to use them properly. Okay, so that's why in a lot of my videos I'm explaining why things work and the theory behind it, so that way when you get to the thing, the technique, the action step that you're going to use, you're going to be better at using it, and it's going to actually get you more results. By the way, if you want to check out this book, you want it on Audible, paperback, or Kindle, it's available on Amazon. I'll put a link down below. A lot of guys, whenever they get the book, they send me a DM with the picture and they say how amazing it's been. And you gotta understand that it can be very powerful. If you take the advice in here that it teaches you lots of cool techniques, it will help you a bunch. Either way, all right, so let's go into my favorite questions. I actually did write an asterisk on which ones I like the best. So I'm going to read 3 that are my most favorite. So the first one is this: what would constitute a perfect day for you? I love this question. I feel like it brings someone into fantasy land. Like, even if I'm asking you this right now, like, what's the perfect day for you? You're like, ooh, let me dream this up. What would I do when I first wake up? What would I do later in the afternoon? What would I do? What would I eat? What kind of activities would I do? What kind of people would I see? Where would I travel to? What could I do? What's the perfect day look like? Okay, so this is a good one to ask. And also, this is also important why you got to watch the video and not just read the comments, okay? Is you don't want to just say this out of nowhere. You don't want to just be, eating or having a drink and just like, oh, what's the perfect day for you? You want to intro it a little bit. You might even say like, hey, someone asked me a really good question the other day, and I want to ask you this. I'm curious what you think about this. What do you think would be the perfect day for you? And then you can say, because I've been thinking about it a lot, like, what would be the absolute perfect day? And then I think to myself, why am I not having that perfect day right now? What's getting in the way of me getting to the point where I love what I'm doing every single day? Or maybe you say to them that you do love what you're doing every single day, and every day feels like it's close to the perfect day. So you got to have a little bit of context around it to make the question even that much more powerful. So again, the first question is what would constitute a perfect day for you? Here's the second one. This is a good one. I know it sounds kind of cheesy, some of these questions, but they really work. Again, these are questions that was taken from a study where people would sit in front of each other, ask the questions, answer honestly, and they felt more connected to each other. So the second question is, for what in your life do you feel most grateful? And again, you don't have to say it like that. I'm literally copying exactly word for word what the question was in the study, but you can just say, like, what do you feel grateful for right now? You can say, man, it's been a crazy year. Lots of crazy things have gone down. And by the way, this could be almost any year because there's always something crazy going on every single year. You can say, oh, this has been such a crazy year. One of the things I've been thinking about lately is like what I'm grateful for. It helps me just remain calm and focused. I'm curious, what's something that you feel grateful for right now, right? So any kind of way that you want to spin it. But again, don't just say it out of nowhere where there's like a silence and you just say it. So this is where it gets a little bit more advanced. But if you do it in this more smooth way, it's going to be a very powerful question. Don't forget, you also got to answer the question yourself, right? You got to have an answer for it that you can say, because that's what brings the connection for the question that's being asked. You two are sharing the answers. Here's another more fun one. It's, would you like to be famous in what way? So you can say some sort of context like, wow, it's crazy. It's like anyone these days could be famous. I've been on Instagram and you see all these people who are influencers and people who are bloggers and all these people who are becoming famous overnight because of social media. And I was thinking about that and it's like, would I want to be famous? I'm curious, what about you? Like, would you ever want to be famous? Is that something that you'd want? And you can even say, this is something I would say that it's crazy how many people you think would want to be famous, but really, deep down, not everyone actually desires that. It feels like everyone wants that, like, right? Rich, powerful, famous, but that's not necessarily what everyone wants. Anyway, that's just my opinion on that question, but you can say whatever it is along those lines. There's 33 more questions that are in this book. Of course, you can also look it up on the internet. They're all about there, but I asterisked other ones in here on the 36 that I think are best when you're first meeting someone, because some of these are really intense. And of course, there's more information in this book. I'll read you a couple chapter headlines right now. Is 7 hidden body language clues that she likes you, first dates that lead to sex, how to make women approach you, my 4-step attraction amplifier. Good stuff. Check it out. It's down below. Also, what you can do with this video, because it's kind of a lot of information, take one question, memorize it, think of an answer for yourself. Think of some ways that you can get it into conversation. And if you can't, that's okay. If you memorize it, you'll find a place in the conversation that you're having with the girl to then say it, and then it's going to be very smooth. So that's how you can use this material. Take one question, memorize it, and insert it into the conversations that you're having. Hope that helps, and I'll see you on the next video.